Hi everyone, it's nice to see you virtually. We miss having our supporters here for our annual hard hat tour, but this will have to suffice. So we're standing at 326 Dale Avenue in Southeast Roanoke right now. This house is getting a rehab overhaul and it is due for completion sometime in the early fall. Once complete, it's going to be 4 permanent supportive housing units for formerly homeless individuals. So we're really excited about the construction, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the plans for once it's complete, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're standing in front of this circa 1890 Queen Anne home on the front porch. And one of the things we've been dealing with recently in the construction process is trying to figure out the ideal exterior paint color. So what we found in early demo process were these like evidence of paint chips that are like a light colored yellow, which actually would have been really common for a Queen Anne home at the turn of the century. We also looked at the city's guide for exterior paint colors that refers you to what is sort of like a similar tone of yellow that you would have seen on a Queen Anne home like this. It's somewhere close to this and somewhere close to the Roanoke guide, and we've had like 15 different samples from the hardware store. So we're narrowing it down. We're also rebuilding the front porch. We found evidence of what the original front porch would have looked like. The History Museum had this great shot of one of the original families that lived here at the turn of the century. It would have been Sylvester Seifert, who was twice mayor of Roanoke and the owner and builder of the house. And his family was sitting on the front porch, and they had these beautiful railings and balusters and columns and this fantastic Queen Anne home. So we found that picture, and rather than keep the porch as it was when we purchased it, we decided to rebuild what was there historically. So we're in the process right now. What you see here are just load-bearing columns because the new columns are being milled exactly to match what was there. So like I said, these things will come together at the very end, but we're excited because bringing back both the paint and the porch to what it originally looked like will have a dramatic effect. So let's go inside. Okay, everybody, we are here with my amazing contractor, Chad Brown, who has done all of our projects to date, and we will keep making him do all of our projects in the future until he says no more. So he's done a lot of work so far in this house, kind of peeling back the layers. He calls this house the onion, is that right? Yep. So it's just had a treasure trove of things we found, being built in 1890 and had all these kind of iterations of use, several additions, and owners who just kind of tacked things on over the years. So we wanted to ask him today what he thinks was the most interesting thing you found in this house so far.
Probably the most interesting was the railing over here. It was actually buried in a wall, and we had layer upon layer upon layer of where people had added onto it for different things. And also they had the columns in the corners with the little supports that showed where the old porch used to be.
So do you think this was the original porch railing and that just was completely opened up?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then someone, rather than rebuilding, tearing it out and putting it in a wall, just like built around it.
Yeah, they just kept layering under it, over it, around it, and so
yeah.
If you peel more layers off, you find stuff like this.
That's the onion for you. Okay, thanks, Chad.
No problem.
We're upstairs now. We are in one of the 2 sleeping porches in this house. These were really common at the turn of the century. If you drive around a lot of historic neighborhoods in Roanoke, you'll see houses with sleeping porches, and if you drive down the back alleyways. Before there was central air, they were a great way for people to get kind of a cool night's sleep. So owners decades later no longer really needed them used that way and would enclose them. And we're not really sure what the last owner used this room for. And we have a need to maximize the space as much as possible for our 4 one-bedroom units. So we couldn't just leave it as kind of a no man's land. So the idea was to turn it into a bathroom. It's kind of a long, narrow space. One of the main downsides is just all of these windows. So it's not necessarily even a privacy issue, but the fact that to meet code compliance for a bathroom, you have to have tempered glass, which is a little bit more involved. You also have issues with heating, especially in the winter. We're trying to keep all of the exterior siding. We'll put in new ceramic tile flooring and have it be a really nice space for this unit. So follow me and we'll just keep on going. So thank you guys so much for coming on this tour with us today. We're really excited. We should be wrapping construction up in the next couple of months. Our plan, like I said, is to have these be 4 permanent supportive housing units. We're partnering with Arch Services, which is a local nonprofit that provides supportive services to formerly homeless individuals and families. So they will provide the service side, the social services side. We provide the housing. And this is not a transitional home. It's a home for the indefinite future for the tenants that we'll be leasing this space up to. So we're really hopeful that they'll feel happy and secure and supported here, and really happy with the rehab once it's complete. So stay tuned. Thank you.